Hello, everyone. This is Elliott Serrano and Jose Melendez coming to you from Dreamland Comics in Schaumburg, Illinois, here on the Comic Culture Warrior YouTube channel. We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming right now. Yes, I know we have a couple of segments coming up, and you guys were promised the last rants at the end of the last segment. But we thought we'd take a quick break away from the last segments and give you our Wolverine movie review, which I know many of you are asking about already and asking us to kind of rip the shreds, you know. So, Jose and I kind of think we have differing opinions. I just saw the movie last night at the theater, and have really been thinking and going back and forth on it. I think I've set my point of view, and I know you've got your point of view. So, do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You can go first.
You want me to go first? Okay. I'm going to tell you, and this is a tack I'm going to take, all right? For those of you who say that because Dark Avengers sells really well, that makes it a good book, and because everyone buys New Avengers, it's a good book. As of today's estimates, the studios say box office take for Wolverine, the Wolverine movies, around $87 million for the opening weekend. They're also saying that had the movie not been leaked on the internet, that would have possibly been another $30 million. But you know what? Yeah, I know. But you know what? I'm gonna take half of that. Okay? Yeah. I'm not gonna make it $30 million. I'm gonna say that leaking the movie on the internet cost it $15 million, just to be, you know.
It's still bullshit.
Still bullshit. Fine. So by those numbers, the movie would have grossed $100 million on its opening weekend, which is as much as Iron Man did, and would have been little less than Iron Man. And even without that $15 million, it grossed more. It's going to gross more than X-Men 2, X-Men United, which was the best of the X-Men movies, in my opinion. So, by that rationale, Wolverine was a good movie. It was an awesome movie. It rocked. It had action. It had Wolverine cutting people up with his adamantium claws. It had fights. It had everything you would want in a comic book movie because everybody went out and saw it. They paid money for it. It's going to make a lot of money. Using the transitive properties that when you make a lot of money, it means you're good. Wolverine was a good movie. That's my take. What do you think?
Are you done fucking around now?
Okay, well, okay. You want my real opinion?
I want your real
opinion on it. Okay. For me, it was a 2-star movie. 2 out of 4. First,
that's what Roger Ebert gave it.
Ebert gave it like that. And a lot of the critics that I kind of more agree with said that. There's some critics out there that just love this movie, and especially on the internet, you know, the geek websites and all that, they're just loving all over this thing. You want to know why? Because they got to go into free screenings of it and got, you know, advanced copies and bullshit like that. I paid to see it, although not as much, but I did pay to see it. Hugh Jackman I thought was really good. You know, the guy is, although I think he's just too damn tall to be Wolverine. He's just too fucking tall. But then after that, I mean, the guy has to carry the movie himself. He has to carry the movie himself.
It's called Wolverine.
That's true, but the script really lets him down. Yeah. There are so many plot holes. Oh yeah, no, definitely. And there's times when I'm going, man, I really feel bad for Hugh Jackman here because he is trying so hard to make this movie work. He's doing everything he can to just carry this movie, and left and right. The director's letting him down. The script is letting him down. Fucking Will.i.am is letting him down. Will.i.am cannot act his way out of a wet paper bag. I'm sorry. Will.i.am, you're an excellent rap artist and producer. Stick to what you know, man, because, boy, you cannot act. I'm sorry. Or you need a better director to get a better performance out of you. Because if Mos Def can act, then, you know, maybe it's just the director. But there are things about the movie that were great that I thought were really, really good. I'm sorry, the best action sequence, in my opinion, in the movie, the sequence with the helicopter. That was it. It comes like almost at the beginning of the movie, which is like the best part. You've already seen it in the trailer, and after that, nothing else really lives up to it.
So you didn't like the whole beginning montage that they kind of ripped off of Watchmen?
Oh, you mean the bit with going through history where Wolverine and Sabretooth,
fighting every fucking war
that
ever.
was ridiculous. And that, I'll say one thing about that opening montage, that looked expensive. It looked like that was at least a good 10 or 15 million of your budget, just that opening montage.
Yeah, it might have been tolerable if I didn't see the same fucking thing in Watchmen like 2 months ago.
2 months ago, right. So you might have thought it was being clever before, but no, it's already been done, right. So
you know what? All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just going ahead because I'm just saying.
I wish that was the fucking movie. The whole montage. I wish that was the fucking movie. Because at least that kind of stuff looked cool.
It looked cool, yes. No, and it's funny that later on, as the movie progressed, things started looking cheesy, and they were talking about, okay, just so you know, if you saw the work print, you essentially saw the movie, but without the finished effects. I mean, they were essentially the same film. There was no extra footage that they say that they're claiming. Fox says that they were shooting all this extra stuff and adding stuff in.
Well, they said that they said that they put 10 minutes of new footage into this cut.
Well, if they did, it was probably the post-credit stuff is what they're talking about.
That wasn't 10 minutes, though.
Yeah, but still. All I'm saying is that Fox was kind of being disingenuous when they were saying that. So fine.
Well, I think that they were, since Fox themselves probably leaked the movie out, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, they claim that it was someone in production who did it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Anyway. So I thought the movie itself, it was like, had a lot of good parts, but then a lot of parts that, just as a movie would gain momentum is like being kind of cool, then it falls apart again. And I'm sorry, the whole thing with Gambit, that made no sense. The fighting, why Gambit would even pick a fight with Wolverine in the first place, just made no sense. And what are people going to be bitching about the most? The one character that you introduced in the very beginning that you could have made
the entire movie about.
Make him the foil of the film. Deadpool. You've got Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool for the first 15 minutes of the movie, and I thought he was great.
He was awesome.
Those few bits as Deadpool, I thought this is perfect. I watched the credits too. That wasn't even him at the end.
I know.
That's friggin' ridiculous.
I know. I had this conversation with Avi about it too. He's like, well, it wasn't him because, obviously they use a stunt double to do all this stuff. I'm like, I don't even know if that was him. He swears, Avi swears that it was him in the close-ups with all the makeup on, but it didn't even look like him with it. Yeah, it's just a completely different person at the end.
Right.
But I didn't even know if that was supposed to be Deadpool because, oh, God. All right, now we're going to get into spoilers here. So, they take, Weapon 11 is supposed to be an amalgam of all the other mutants, the DNA taken. So, well, how is that even supposed to be Wade Wilson? Did they use his body and then put it? Because then the other thing at the end, though, too, and this is going to be real nerd nitpick, is when Wolverine goes, Wade, is that you? I'm sorry, but Wolverine would know if it's fucking Wade Wilson or if it's just a clone.
Yeah, he could.
Yeah. So that was kind of bullshit right there.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that... Yeah, when I first heard about this movie and saw stuff from it, I thought it was going to be a big piece of shit. I mean, there was just nothing that could save it. But then I heard they got Ryan Reynolds to play Deadpool. And then I thought, that might be good. I think that would work out really, really well. Right. And it did for the first 15 minutes of the movie. And then he's gone for the entire rest of the movie.